Namaskaram Sadhguru. Devi is a manifestation of divine, and you said many Devi temples all over the world were destroyed. I would like to know, why was Devi not able to protect herself?
It is a fact that the worship of the divine in the feminine form was hugely prevalent in the present-day Europe, Arabia, Central Asia, all these places. But it has managed to live only in this part of Asia still. In other places, it's been violently uprooted. Well, maybe a better documented version of uprooting the divine feminine is, all of you have definitely heard of witch hunting. The term is still being used today. If something unfairly, somebody is being hunted, we say witch hunt. This comes from the term during the time of the Crusades. It is estimated they burnt over 6 million women alive over a period of probably 150 years or 200 years, I'm not very sure about that. But over a period of time, those crusade period, when somebody was very ambitiously spreading their religion, this is what happened. These women who were burnt like this, and many were simply burnt for various other reasons, but it was all just label somebody a witch, that's it, people will burn them down. Even today this practice is still there, unfortunately here and there. So who is a witch? In some way, when a woman displays, she's capable of doing something or knowing something beyond childbearing and cooking. She's a witch. Yes, that's how it was. So generally, the Devi temples always spawned women who are capable of other things. Right now we are breeding a new culture of Bairaginis and Devi sadhakas. The idea is, slowly divinity walks around. They may take their time, but gradually to produce what you considered as divine, which you enshrine, must live with legs. So, the divine feminine has been uprooted simply because the Abrahamic way of religious process is purely male-oriented, it's completely masculine. There is no room for feminine to be anywhere there. It's God and His Son, it's God and His messengers, all male messengers, never female. So, because of this, in Arabia, in Europe, in Central Asia, a lot of destruction happened. But there is not a single village in entire India without a Devi temple. If you empower the feminine, then all the silly laws all the silly ideologies, laws of heaven and nonsense that you've created, all that will collapse. I will not go into the mechanics of how it'll collapse, but think through this. Suppose you accepted a woman as a god, suddenly going somewhere and living well will go away, because that's not the nature of the feminine. It is always masculine. He wants to go somewhere and then live well, at least to another place in this country or another continent in this planet or another galaxy or another dimension called heaven, paradise, whatever you want to call it. This is a man's thing, he wants to go somewhere and then live well. He can't live well here, this is his problem. This is a huge masculine problem, that he cannot live well here. If you look at the male and female, you will see the feminine always wants to settle down, wherever little comfort, settle down and live well. Man wants to climb the mountain and settle down on the other side. This side of the mountain is not okay for him. So, if you made a male god and a female god and they were together like Shiva, Parvati, something, you will not want to go anywhere. So, feminine always brings settling down. Masculine wants to propel somewhere. That propelling, too much propelling. We need some propelling, of course. Too much propelling is causing enormous destruction on all levels of life. Empower the feminine, you will see in many ways this propulsion will come down. Either you must be inward oriented, then you can sit here. Or you are in some way bound to a woman, then you will sit here. Otherwise, a single man can't control him, he's all the time on. Most men still need a woman. Very few men who can live without a woman. They are either ascetics, so no problem, or they are super ambitious tyrants, they are a problem. So, has Devi been destroyed? Well, I'm telling you, she's all over this country, in every village. There may be no temple for a male god in a village, but always there is a temple for a Devi. So, why couldn't she take care of herself? This is the nature of a woman, that if it's getting too ugly, she won't be there. She will go and settle where it's conducive. That's exactly what she's done. We must take care of her.
When a man reaches the last stage of a spiritual awakening, when a man fully realizes his divine conscious nature, he becomes like a woman. He becomes feminine. Now, hearing this, those who are male chauvinist will get offended. Friedrich Nietzsche, the great German philosopher, said about Buddha, "I cannot accept Buddha because he is too feminine." So you see, this German philosopher couldn't accept Buddha's teachings simply because he appears to be feminine in his manners and ways. Just think about it. He had no issue with Buddha's teachings, but he wasn't ready to accept Buddha simply because he was exuding feminine energy. He was exuding feminine quality. It is really inconceivable what man has done to women down the ages. They were tortured, they were beaten, and they were made to live like slaves. Have you ever thought why man did that? Why they mistreated women? The reason is they came to know the superior powers of women. They came to realize that if women were given proper environment for growth, then they would go far, far ahead of them. This was their fear. In different countries, man devised different ways to reduce the status of women to subhuman level. Can you believe that? They were denied education, and because of this, they had to depend on man financially. Man removed all opportunities for women's growth. They cut their wings of their talents and prevented them from flying in the open sky. This is the reason why there haven't been any great women painters, women poets, and women musicians. Their only work was to bear children. Their only work was to cook food for man and do the household chores. The reason why you see so much chaos in this world today is because of this fact that women who are half of world's population were never allowed to grow. They were denied even basic human rights. Just have a look what man has done on this planet. So much destruction has happened on this planet. Millions and millions of people have been killed at the hands of man. Not only people, man hasn't spared even God and the saints. Jesus was crucified by this so-called intelligent being called man. They murdered a great Sufi saint, Mansur. They poisoned Socrates. And you cannot conceive of women crucifying Jesus. You cannot conceive of women killing Mansur. You cannot conceive of women poisoning Socrates. Right from my childhood, I have heard this saying about women. It goes like this: prosperity, peace, and health dwell in a house where women are loved and respected. I'll repeat it. Prosperity, peace, and health dwell in a house where women are loved and respected. Just recognize the profundity of this statement. Had this world followed this saying, then peace, health, and prosperity would be showering on the whole world today. And whoever said this about women must have known the painful past of women. He must have known how man treated them down the ages. It's time now that all men should realize this fact and start creating a conducive atmosphere for the growth of women. Drop your manly attitude as far as women are concerned. The real manliness lies in becoming a loving father. The real manliness lies in becoming a loving husband, a loving brother, a loving friend. I would say drop even the roles and behave as a loving and caring human being. This is enough. Every man should take this responsibility upon himself. Society, country, and the world, these are all abstract terms. The truth is the individual. If every man shoulders this responsibility of creating healthy environment for the growth of women, then society, country, and the world at large would surely change. What is true about the family is true about the world. You mistreat the women of your house and then you go out to deliver a lecture on women empowerment. This is simply pathetic. The world is not going to change with this nasty attitude. All men have to recognize the utterly painful collective past that all women are carrying within themselves. This painful past gets activated within them when they are not physically well. Be patient with them and shower your meditative energy on them. This meditative energy, this loving energy will help them overcome the difficult and painful past. There isn't an iota of doubt about this fact that women are closer to enlightenment than men. Deep down in the innermost core of their being, both men and women are same. At the center, both men and women are same. But at the circumference, at the periphery, they are both different. Men and women are different expressions of the same divine being. Men and women are the different expressions of the one divine consciousness that pervades the entire creation. Since women are the source of life, since they bring new life in this world, they bring a Buddha in this world, they bring Krishna in this world, they bring Jesus in this world. So nature has endowed them with more powers of acceptance, more powers of endurance. These two qualities, acceptance and endurance, are two of the most important qualities which are required in a spiritual seeker, if he has to know who he really is beyond this body-mind complex. These are the two qualities, acceptance and endurance, which every seeker must have if he has to realize his divine conscious nature. So you see, these two qualities, which are so essential on the spiritual path, are already present in women. They only need a little effort to, awaken these qualities within them. They only need a little effort to go beyond the bondage of this body-mind complex and discover their divine, conscious, infinite nature.